You're watching Blitz TV.
99.7 The Blitz and Teller Performance. And tonight, our headliner, Volbeat. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you for taking the time to come over for a little on-air. Michael Polson and Rob, thank you so much for taking a little bit of...
What's the matter? You can't say my last name? You don't know how to say it?
It's Caggiano.
You got it.
I'm Italian.
All right, that was good. That was well done.
It's so easy because, well, anyway, I'm Italian, just trust me. So it's good to see you guys over here with the new album and everything, all the touring going on. The last time I think you guys were in town was for Rock on the Range. You guys were just in Brooklyn, I understand, a few nights ago with Killswitch Engage.
Yep.
Kicking it there. How was that show?
It was really good. You know, for me, it was a hometown show, so it's always a little stressful with friends and family and stuff. Mom and dad.
He had to behave. His mom was there.
So no bad things before, after, or on stage, correct?
No, but it was a really great show. Yeah, it was
and
cool.
then you guys ended up in Pittsburgh, I believe. Was it Thursday night?
Yes.
Right? And hot as balls. How do you feel about this Midwest hot as balls thing that's happening?
It's, you know, we were talking about it earlier. We hate the heat. You know, it's brutal.
You lose 10 pounds just by standing there, but you enjoy Pittsburgh, I understand. You like that city, right?
Pittsburgh was cool. All the shows so far have been great.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Did you do Primanti Brothers when you were there? Get a little of their food?
No, we didn't do anything.
Oh my God! So let's talk about the new album, Seal the Deal and Let's Boogie. Obviously, you know, the first single is Kickin' Major Ass, but there are so many other songs on the album. As you guys kind of tend to create characters and everything, talk a little bit about some of the songs. A few that I wanted to actually bring up was The Bliss. Talk how you've got that one. There's like two versions of that on the deluxe edition of that album.
Yeah, you know, it was written for having those Danish lines to begin with. But then we had an American management who thought it would be a good idea to, you know, do an English version. And honestly, it was not really necessary because it seems like the Americans and people outside Europe or Denmark, you know, they actually like the Danish version. So, and that's the way it was supposed to be. So, but at the end of the day, you know, we did both versions, so, you know, the fans have something different to listen to.
In Black Rose, you did two versions of Black Rose as well.
Yeah, but that, you know, that was the version I sent to Dango so he can hear what the idea was. So it was just kind of let the fans be included in how we work.
I mean, let's seal the deal and let's boogie, or seal the deal and let's boogie. You guys have, again, as I mentioned, you have a tendency to create like characters and visuals and stuff, which makes it really cool. There's one, you've got a voodoo lady from New Orleans in there and all that stuff. Do you go in, as you create a record, do you go in with an idea like, say, okay, this one's going to be about gunslingers, this one's going to be about the mob, this one's going to be more like New Orleans voodoo? I mean, how do you kind of approach when you start to write for a record?
You know, one day I can tell the guys in the band it's about gunslingers. The next day it's gonna be, you know, totally something different. It's more what, you know, really gets to me on the day that I'm writing. So, you know, subjects and everything can change through the process every day, you know. So it's more like when we get the feeling that we have the songs we need, you know, I kind of try to lock in and get the stories right. So, you know, it's not like I have a clear vision about what I'm about to do. It always comes when the whole structure of a song becomes right.
Rob Caggiano and Michael Polson of Volbeat are headliners for the Smokeout here at Express Live. Excited to see your set in this venue because this is like kind of a favorite venue of Columbus because it's not a huge festival like Rock on the Range and it's not a tiny place, but it's kind of got the outside feel. And when you guys are playing all over the world, do you have a particular size or style of venue you really like more, like your favorite, or you just don't care as long as there's a crowd?
You know, Volbeat is the kind of band, you know, we do what we do every night. You know, it doesn't matter what venue it is or how many people are there or whatever. It's like you're going to get a Volbeat show. So the interesting thing about this venue is we just played in Pittsburgh, and it's the same. It's like the sister venue, so it's basically the same venue.
Yeah, it's like the A&L or something like that.
It looks identical.
It's totally identical. So you'll know that song, you said that's kind of like, I've heard you mention that song's kind of like the final chapter of this particular record, or how did you kind of describe that with Seal the Deal and Let's Boogie as it tells the story?
Which song?
You'll Know?
Oh, it's I had this story I started on the first album, and it kind of continued through almost every record so far. I did include it on the Outlaw Gentleman record, but it was something the fans kept on asking about, and then I just kind of wanted to move on, and so I ended the whole story on our latest album, and it felt good, so I don't have to think about that anymore.
You had put a song on the album that was sort of dedicated to a friend that had passed away. And kind of what was the story with that particular song?
Which song?
Canadian artist on there as well, which you said that really added to that song, but you said it was also about a friend of yours.
No. The song you're talking about is called Rebound. And the Canadian singer you're talking about is Dangle Jones. He's on Black Rose.
That's it, yeah.
But Rebound is a Teenage Spud Rocket song, and when we were in the studio to record, we got the sad news that Brandon, the drummer from Teenage Spud Rocket, he passed away. And it was tough because we'd just been on the road with these guys and had a really good time. They were good guys, great band. So this is our way, to give something back to them. We've been inspired by Teenage Spud Rocket, and we choose Rebound because we think that's one of the really great songs.
You found a girl that is a backup singer on the album, Mia. Where did you find her? She's beautiful. I love the sound she's adding to your album.
Yeah, that's definitely something I wanted to do for a long time, to find that kind of voice. I found her in a small bar in the city where I live, and it's just me and a friend going into the bar, listening to a Danish singer called Two Vests, and she was the background singer that day. And when we were recording, we could totally hear a lot of that background singing, like Phil Spector feeling going on. And I said to Jacob, the producer, that I just heard this girl in this small bar in the city where I come from. So we called her up and tried it out in the studio, and it worked out really good.
You ended up being able to work with the Harlem Choir. You said you'd always wanted to do that. Talk about how that transpired.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to do since we did the Guitar Gangster album. I never really had the right song, so it's like everything else. I'll wait till I have the right thing, the right idea. And it came up on the new album, and we talked to Q Prime, our management in the US, and they asked if I knew the Harlem Gospel Choir. I said, yeah, of course I do, but why the hell should they want to work with Volbeat? They are legendary, Well, I guess everything has a price, so it's, they're really good, really, really good. And Rob went into the studio with the Gospel Choir, and me and Rob, I talked to Rob about how I wanted the gospel singers to work around the song, and Rob did a good job with these guys and ladies, and it ended up being an amazing song, and definitely my favorite song on the album.
It's a beautiful song, and I love the fact that you continue to keep the theme of everything from record to record, and it's just kind of a power punch, from song to song, and then there's some that really you get kind of pulled in, and as you kind of continue to keep writing and stuff, it's always interesting to kind of see where what characters you're going to create and what story, and the images that I get as a fan, like listening to the music, like what images I'm going to get, the stories that I get from your songs. Now, what are we going to see from you guys in the next year or so? I know you're going to be touring on Seal the Deal and all that, but are there going to be anything other things we can look forward to seeing you guys being a part of?
Definitely a lot of touring. Who knows? There always pop some interesting offers up. It's all about what we want to do. We get a lot of crazy offers to do a lot of different stuff. Mostly you know, we concentrate on being on the road because that's why we are a band. We are, you know, we're a touring band. We are road workers. You know, we don't care too much about all the other stuff. You know, the opportunities you have to be in television or anything like that. That's not really why we're doing this. But there might be some really fun opportunities, and it's, you know, if we think it's good for us and fun for us and we get something out of it, who knows what pops up.
So your very first tattoo you ever got, Rob, go. What was it?
That's the only tattoo I have.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's badass. So how long ago did you get that?
Wow, I was probably 18, maybe 17.
It's keeping the color pretty nice.
Well, I had it done a couple times. Like,
Did
I had to
you?
touch it up. Yeah.
Michael, your first tattoo?
That was on my leg. God merciful fate, don't break the oath.
Ah, yeah, good one. Can I see it? Look, I'm like, can I see your leg? That's nice. That's real nice. All right, so thank you guys for taking the time. Rob Caggiano and Michael Poulsen from Volbeat. They're going to be taking the Monster main stage up here, and I say monster as in monster, tear it down at Express Live. Thank you guys so much. If you have not picked up Seal the Deal, Let's Boogie, it is available on iTunes. Snag that thing up and rock balls. We're going to do it live here tonight. Michael and Rob, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Volbeat.
This has been a presentation of Blitz TV. For more, check out theblitz.com.